Greetings to you wherever you may be on this ever-changing planet with a population of 8 billion people who are ever changing. This is a strange video I'm making today because it heralds a complete 180-degree turn in what I had originally intended to do in my service to humanity. I have spent so many years learning and growing and finding out how to develop self and self-healing and self-improvement. And I've done so many, many different things. And I'm a retired clinical hypnotherapist, and I've done so many other things. And I thought that my job was to just present information that would help people realize that there are so many different tools, techniques, modalities, practices that they can employ to develop themselves, to develop their greater potential, to develop their greater human potential, to develop their consciousness, to expand conscious awareness. And the information is still valid and it's extremely good. It took me 66 years to accumulate, and yet this didn't seem to be the way. I made a number of websites, two before the one I've got at the moment, and they didn't work out. And I found this wonderful lady who, Mary Lee Weir, who made a wonderful website for me, AnthonyAltman.net. And it just hasn't been a commercial success for a number of reasons. So this video is my introduction to a new series that I'm doing entitled Self-Discovery. And this is the introduction. And then there'll be Self-Discovery Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. The one I'm doing now, this one is Part 1, Introduction. So Mary Lee made a wonderful website. I just love it, but it just didn't do what I wanted to do. And I live in Israel, and there are many companies that do not like doing business with Israel for one reason or another, especially payment gateways. So I had difficulty in finding a company that would accept money so I could sell the books and sell various things to help me pay for the website and also earn a supplement to my income. That didn't work out. I was using PayPal, but PayPal became so complicated for one reason or another. So I wanted to use Stripe, and Stripe don't work with Israel. And then I found Verifone, and it just got complicated. And I'm 78. I don't want complication. So I was hoping that I could find people to help me. That didn't work out. So, as I've said, I've made a 180-degree turn, and I'm now concentrating on two series. The first one I've already done. I've made about 4 or 5 videos, the inspirational and motivational videos, which are working out quite well. And now this one, which is the self-discovery. Now, self-discovery series is all about my life story, my life experiences, of which I've had many. And these stories, these experiences of synchronicity, of miracles, of all sorts of wonderful things, really help us to realize that as we develop ourselves, as we discover who we really are, these wonderful things do occur more and more often. So got to look at a note because I can't remember what I was going to say. So if you are interested in looking at my YouTube channel, you go to YouTube, and I think you can put in Anthony Altman, Anthony Altman, Anthony Altman. But there are other people with that same name. So the actual channel code, I think, is at like the, so at gmail.com at 8728 capital Tony, Tony. That's 8728 Tony. And that has about 30 of my videos. And that's the place to go. And if you wish to contact me or comment, or perhaps you've got something to say or to add from your life experiences and your knowledge, please send me a comment below the YouTube video, and then I can reply to you and I can give you my email. I'm not sure if it would be wise for me to publicly state my email. I'm still working on that because of security and people taking advantage. I'm not sure how to do that. So I may still do that so that people can connect with me. But for the moment, send me a message on YouTube, and then I can send you my email or do something like that. So another interesting point that I would like to share in this introduction is that all these challenges that I mentioned recently came to a head when I realized that in these modern times of technological advancement, everything has become very complicated. Life itself has become so complex. It's a challenge for us. It's a challenge for me. I mean, just having a new computer, learning how to deal with that. I'll give you an example. The computer I've got is about a couple of months old, and that's okay now. So everything's settled down, and I'm using Windows 11, and that was an interesting experience. Then my monitor just broke down, and I went to the shop and bought a new Samsung Video, and it was fine. I connected it quite well. For me, that was a miracle in itself. And it was too bright for me. It was hurting my eyes. The screen was too bright, the light. And I looked at the instructions that came with it. There was nothing. I went on Samsung website to find out about the instructions, manual, nothing. I'm living in Israel, so I tried to connect with them here in Israel. They only dealt with phones. I then contacted the USA Samsung, and nobody knew what it was because they have different models to what we have in Israel. And then I tried Samsung Korea, and then I wrote a letter to the CEO of Samsung Israel, and I don't speak Hebrew. And so it was in English, and I did not get a reply. And then I went to Google Translate, and I translated what I want to say. I copied and pasted it into another letter. I sent that, and I got a lovely letter back in English saying that I must contact the importer. This was like 2 days of extreme stress. So I phoned the import. I thought, well, how am I going to deal with this? I don't speak Hebrew. My wife was busy. She speaks Hebrew. And a guy answers the phone. Not an automated menu. Some live person answered the phone. I thought, oh, that's a miracle. And I asked if he spoke English, and he said, yes, of course. And I explained my position, and he said, not a problem. And he told me within 2 minutes it was fixed. 2 days of stress because nobody knew what was going on. This model is a bit different. It's got something to do with the on-off switch also doubling up as a toggle switch or a jog switch. I didn't know that. It didn't, So now I know. And I realized the lesson for me, the takeaway was the way life has become so complicated and so many people have no idea what's going on, and it's so important to not to give up, which I tend not to do, even though it causes me some stress. So I'm realizing that all the things that I've been doing have not been working, and it was just time to change. Now, I'm not sure if this new approach will work, and I depend upon you, the public, to tell me whether you think my videos, the stories, I'm not reading from a script, is coming directly from me. And if this is working, if this is of interest to you, because in my life stories, I want to convey information, knowledge that I have acquired, that I've learned, how we are able to develop our incredible, vast human potential. Now, most people don't realize that we're only using 4% of our DNA. What would happen if we used 10% of our DNA, 20% of our DNA? We only see less than 0.5 of the light spectrum, or 5%, but I was told that it's even less than that. It's like 0.05 or 0.005, whatever it is. We are not seeing more than we are missing out. We are blind to more than 95% of the light spectrum, which means that what we see in this world today, we are seeing less than 5%. This is not acceptable. Why can't we develop more? Why can't we go to 10, 20, 30, 100%? What is stopping us from developing our human potential? Well, there's nothing stopping us other than ourselves. We are stopping ourselves by our learned beliefs that we can't, that there is nothing. We believe what we've been told, that it's time to now to question everything. And if you're not using your full potential, then do something to develop it, more of it. So that's what I want to do through my life stories. I have already posted a video on YouTube entitled "The Spiritual Warrior Surrenders." I'm going to include that in my self-discovery series, because that was a major experience for me to be able to create that video, that experience. And the next video I'm going to do, which will probably be Self-Discovery Part 3, which will be how I got to Israel, the miracle, how I got Israel, talking about synchronicity, past life. I mean, everything in one major story, which is going to be fascinating. It still fascinates me. And please look out for that. I'm going to make that after I've posted this. So I feel that I may be able to convey the information, how we can self-heal, self-help, help ourselves, how we can self-improve, self-master, self-mastery, and self-empower through the stories, life stories that I am going to share with you on YouTube from now on. And again, please, if you feel that you didn't like something, tell me. If you felt that you were inspired, please tell me. I need a little bit. No, I don't need. I would like to receive some feedback so that I can be inspired and motivate continuing this work. My entire focus is to be of service to others if I can help them, especially at this time when we are going through incredible changes. And I would like to talk about that too, because I have spent a lifetime going in many different directions, on world, off world, if you can accept that, and inner world, consciousness, incredible experiences that I would like to share with you to help inspire you to develop your potential. Why is it so important? Because of this very, very vital situation that we are in on planet Earth at the moment. About 70% of the planet, except Africa, have been vaccinated. Africa did against the COVID. Africa, the percentage is much less, but they have been subjected to all sorts of experimentation with other vaccinations and injections, the Ebola and the HIV, and it just goes on and on and on. So all in all, we've got about 70 and maybe even 80%. There was a Professor Nels, a German, who is a doctor and a neuroscientist, statistician, and he says what I feel is right. About 80% of the population of the people on this planet at the moment don't really know what's going on. And out of that 80%, a good portion don't want to know what's going on. Maybe the majority of the 80% don't want to know. They just want to be told what to do and life should be all right. And it's not all right. If we continue going in the direction we're going now, doesn't look good. And then you've got the 20% of people who do know what's going on, and a large proportion of them want to do something to improve it, to make better choices, to develop more of our ability so that we can do this. Now, 20% is no match for 80%, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out, although I do have an idea, which I may talk about in another video. But it's vital that more people of the 80% wake up a bit more and realize that it's time for them to develop more of their potential. Now, some people want to be enlightened, and some people are just happy to be using a bit more of their potential so their life can improve right here and now. That's all we want, just some improvement, whatever it is. 1%, 2%, 10%, it doesn't matter. Just start the process, knowing that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step in that direction. So my intention is to help inspire you to walk the road less traveled. This is the road I walk, and I would like to see you there. The road less traveled, the road that will take us to know who we really are, where we come from, what we're actually doing here, and where we're going. Thank you very much for listening to me. And I look forward to your comments and other videos I will make. See you on the road less traveled. Until next time, thank you very much.